Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. Today we will be talking about simple interest and how to solve them. So, before we get to the calculations and such, we have to get to know the terms. So, first, simple interest is a simple and fast way to measure the interest charged on a loan. It is calculated by multiplying the principal amount, the daily interest rate, and the amount of days between payments that elapse. Next is the time or term. This is the time duration in years. Next is the principal amount, which is the original amount of the money. Next is the rate, which is the rate of increase. Then this is usually portrayed in percentage in problems. Next is the future value, which is the total amount of money after t years. Next is the interest. This is the money paid for the use of other money. So now that we have the terms, we have to get the formulas. So for the formula of the interest, we have the formula I is equals to P RT. That is the principal amount times R, rate of increase times time. For the future value, we have F is equals to P plus I, the principal amount plus the interest. Another formula for the future value is P plus PRT. Another, P times the quantity of 1 plus R times T. So in finding the principal amount in case it is missing, you simply divide the interest by R times T. In case the time is missing, you divide the interest by the principal amount times the rate of increase. So in case the time given has months in them, let's say 3 years and 7 months, those kind of thing, you simply divide the number of months by 12. So in finding the rate, we divide the interest by P times T. Another formula in finding the principal amount is to simply divide divide the interest by the future value, F minus I. That's a simple explanation. So I learned this at a teacher a long time ago. So this pyramid might actually help you in solving the problems regarding simple interest a bit faster, because this pyramid helps me in finding the formula in the given situation easily. So now that we have the formulas, the definition of terms, we all know anything, but that doesn't mean we know it all. We have to apply it. So these are some problems that I presented to you all. Prepared, rather. So Gordon once invested around 50,000 pesos in a bank. If his interest after 10 years is around 10,000 pesos, how much will Gordon get? So what to find? We have to find the future value, or the total amount. The given is the principal amount, which is 50,000 pesos, the interest, which is 10,000 pesos, and the time, which is 10 years. Don't worry, the time is only for confusion. You'll see why. So the formula is F is equals to P plus I. That's the principal amount plus the interest. Why? Because the interest is already given. We don't have to solve for it. So substitute the values. So 50,000 plus 10,000, we have the total amount of 60,000 pesos. So therefore, Gordon earned around 60,000 pesos after 10 years. Next problem, Barney invested 6,000 pesos at a local bank. The bank offered him 6% interest. After 3 years and 6 months, how much will Barney get? So we all have to find the future value once again, and the given is the principal amount, which is 6,000 pesos, the rate of increase, which is 6%, divided by 100, we get 0.06, and the time is equals to 3.5. Now, you might be wondering, why is it 3.5? I'll get that to you. So first, we have to find the formula. So F is equals to P plus PRT. Now, this is what you're asking about. So T is equals to N months over 12. N represents the number of months. So if you can see there, we have 6 months. T is equals to 6 over 12. Solve that and you have 1 half, or 0.5 in decimal. So after that, you simply add the 0.5 to the 3 and you have 3.5 years. So now that we have that, we have to solve for the future value now. So substitute the values. We have 6,000 plus the quantity of 6,000 times 0.06 times 3.5. And with that, we have the total amount of 7,260 pesos. So Barney earned 7,260 pesos in a span of 3 years and 6 months. Next problem, a bank offered Caraca a 2% interest every year. If he deposited around 350,000 pesos, how much interest will he earn after 4 years? So we have to find the interest, and the given is the principal amount, which is 350,000 pesos, the rate of increase, which is 2%, 0.02. So the time is 4 years. So this is where my pyramid comes into place. I didn't put the pyramid in the previous problems because they weren't of use. So in here, it will be of use now. So as you can see, the missing is the I, the top. So with that, we have the formula right away, which is PRT. See, I is equals to PRT. So with that, we substitute the values. I is equals to the quantity of 350,000 times 0.02 times 4. With that, we have the value of 28,000 pesos. So after 4 years, Caraca earned 28,000 pesos in interest. Next problem. In a span of 8 years, Romanova earned around 13,500 pesos after investing at a bank with an interest rate of 4.5%. Find out what the original amount is. So now we have to find the principal amount, or rather, the original amount of the money. So the given is the interest, which is 13,500 pesos. We have also the rate of increase, which is 4.5%. Divided by 100, we have 0.045. The time is 8 years, or 8. So for that, we have the pyramid once again. And as you can see, the missing one is the P. With that, we already have the formula right away, which is P is equals to I divided by RT. Substitute the values, we get 13,500 over 0.045 times 8. After that, we have the principal amount, which is 37,500 pesos. So Romanova's original money is 37,500 pesos. Next problem. With an offer of 7% annual interest, UG deposited 20,000 pesos. After 1 year, he earned 1,400 pesos. What is the rate of increase? So before we find the future value, we find the principal amount, the interest, and now we have to find the rate of increase. That is the percentage. So the given is the principal amount, which is 20,000 pesos, the interest, which is 1,400 pesos, and the time, which is equal to 1, because 1 year, right? So look at the magical pyramid again, and the missing one now is the R. Everything goes missing, you know? So with that, we have the formula right away, which is rate is equals to interest over principal amount times time. If you want a better explanation, that's R is equals to I over PT. Just kidding. So substitute the values, we get 1,400 over 20,000 times 1. After that, we already have the rate of increase, which is 0.7, or multiply it by 100, we get 7%. So that's all of the problems I have for simple interest. So the next one we will be talking about is this compound interest, a much more complex version of interest. Hello, and we're back again. So we last left off with simple interest, and now we have compound interest and how to solve them. So for the definition of terms, it's really similar. So compound interest is interest based on the original principal, which often covers all of the accrued interest on the deposit or loan from previous periods. By formula, the initial principal sum is compounded by 1 plus the average interest rate increased to the number of compound periods minus 1. So the other definitions, time or term, we already talked about that, so we'll just go through it. Okay. So the difference of compound and simple interest is simple interest is based on a loan or deposit's principal sum. Compound interest, on the other hand, is based on the principal sum and the interest accrued on it during each period. Simple interest is based on the principal amount of a loan or deposit only, so it is easier to assess than compound interest. Basically speaking, simple interest is interest on the principal amount and nothing else, while compound interest is interest on the principal amount and the previously accumulated interest. So now that we have the difference and the definition of terms, we now go to the formulas. So in finding the future value in compound interest, we use the formula F is equals to P times the quantity of 1 plus R over M raised to T times M. Another formula for the future value, and this is for compounded continuous. So compounded continuously is a theoretical compounding, which the compounding is endless. There is no exact date. So in finding the principal, in case it is missing in the problem, we have the formula P is equals to F over the quantity of 1 plus R over M times raised to T times M. So that is the definition of the symbols. F is future value, P principal amount, R rate of interest, M mode of compounding, and T time in years. So this table shows the value of the compounding, mode of compounding, and this frequency. So for annually, we have the value of 1 for M, semi-annually 2, quarterly 4, monthly 12, and daily for 365. So now that we have the formulas, we now go to the problem. Pam puts in 30,000 pesos in his savings account, paying 5% annual interest compounded quarterly. At this rate, how much money will be in his account after 30 years? So we have to find the future value, and the given is the principal, which is 30,000 pesos. Rate of increase, which is 5%, divided by 100, we get 0.045. The mode of compounding is quarterly, so the value is 4, and the time is 30 years, so T is equals to 30. For the formula, we'll use the formula F is equals to P times the quantity of 1 plus R over M raised to T times M. Substitute the values, we get this. Now, we calculate the formula and we get this value. So, Pam, after 30 years, have around 133,206.40 pesos in his bank account, savings account. For the next problem, Kench wants to have around 4 million pesos for his retirement in 47 years, and that's a lot of money. He invests at a mutual fund paying an average of 8.5% each year compounded monthly. How much should he deposit into his mutual fund? So we have to find the principal. And the given is the future value, which is 4 million pesos, the rate, which is 8.5%, the mode of compounding is monthly, so the value is 12, and time is 47 years, 47. So we'll use the formula P is equals to F over 1 plus R over M raised to T times M. Substitute the values and we get this. Now we calculate and we have the value of 74,674.01. So if Kench wants to have around 4 million pesos in his retirement in 47 years, he needs to deposit a total amount of 74,674.01 pesos. So if you're confused about the formula of finding the principal, this is an example of what I did. So we use the basic formula, substitute the values, then we need to isolate P. So we divide both sides by that, and this gets cancelled, and this gets cancelled also. And now that the P is isolated, we have this. P is equals to 4 million over quantity of 1 plus 0.085 over 12 raised to 47 times 12. Moving on, Josiah applies for a student loan of 100,000 pesos. If the interest is 7% compounded annually, how much will he pay in 10 years? So we have to find the future value. And the given is the principal amount, which is 100,000 pesos, rate, 7%. Mode of compounding is annually, so the value is 1. And for time, 10 years. So t equals to 10. For that, we'll use the basic formula, which f is equals to p times quantity of 1 plus r over m raised to t times m. Substitute the values and we get this. Now, calculate. We have the value of 196,715.14 pesos. So, after 10 years, Josiah should pay around 196,715.14 pesos for his student loan. Next problem. Obadiah invests 400,000 pesos into his account, paying 9% compounded continuous. How much money will be in his account after 50 years? Now, this is where the continuous formula takes place. So, we have to find the future value, and the given is the principal amount, which is 400,000 pesos, the rate of increase, which is 9%, and the time is 50 years. That's a lot. That's a long time. So, we'll use the formula F is equals to P E raised to R times T. So, E already has its value. So, using your scientific calculator, just find it. Substitute the values, and we have 400,000. Oh no, that's a wrong. There should be a zero in there. So just imagine that there's a zero in there. Okay, that's an error. So 400,000 times e raised to 0.09 times 50. And we have total value of 36 million and 6,852.52 pesos. That's a lot of money. Okay, so this is all that I have to share to you guys. This is compound interest and simple interest. So I hope you learn a lot. To be honest, there's still more to learn in compound and simple interest, but I just show you guys the basics. So still want to expand your knowledge into compound and simple interest, just browse around YouTube and Google. But if you want, you can watch my video again. So to my viewers, thank you for watching and goodbye.